The aftermath of the young prince's passing opens House of the Dragon Season 2's Rhaenyra the Cruel Episode 2. As King Aegon destroys the model buildings in his study, cursing his adversaries and announcing war on Rhaenyra and the other Targaryens, the palace is completely empty. When Aemond looks through the bedrooms, he discovers a coin. As the hunt continues for our evil duo, Otto persuades Alicent to remain unwavering in the face of his deed. Otto thinks that Jaehaerys' passing might nevertheless have some positive effects. But for the time being, Aegon is furious, and part of that fury is directed at Criston Cole. He was in bed with Alicent when he ought to have been watching out for the family. Aegon's rage quickly shifts to the Gold Cloak, who had been apprehended while attempting to escape the city and the gates with the child's skull inside a sack. While Aegon wants to murder him and move on, Otto and the others believe a more hands-on approach is preferable. In particular, locating a possible snake that is lying in wait. Otto has the brilliant idea to use Jaehaerys as a martyr and to boil up resentment in the streets by carrying his body around the town in an open casket. They can honor custom and lead him to the dragon pit at the same time. In this manner, upon witnessing this, people would become more committed to their cause and lose faith in Rhaenyra. If only they could get a little more time to plant the necessary seeds throughout the town, Otto thinks this is the ideal political pawn to use. In the meantime, Larys arrives at the jail with a satchel of torture implements. However, since our Gold Cloak blabbers right away, pointing out that Daemon hired him, it's actually not necessary. Although Larys swears he won't harm him, Aegon's word is obviously not valid. When the king discovers that the man is working with a ratcatcher, he shows up at the prison cell and starts beating him down right away. The royals begin their citywide procession as this information is made public. Helena and Alicent ride together, and the public appears to sympathize with them. Concurrently, Rhaenyra receives word of Jaehaerys' situation. Rhaenyra thinks they should double their guard at Dragonstone and Driftmark and send ravens to refute this. The problem is that Daemon has been planning all of this without her knowledge, which has seriously hurt their cause. Daemon sits there and doesn't say anything the entire time. Rhaenyra converses with Daemon in private and discovers his vindictive aim. He absolves himself of accountability, saying it was a mistake. Rhaenyra's claim to the throne has suffered irreversible harm as a result of him telling the ratcatcher that any blood will do out of hatred. She continues to doubt his commitment, wondering whether he is merely attempting to obtain her wealth. Abruptly, the placid Daemon charges, slapping his cup across the room and turning to face Rhaenyra. The fact that he says it's their throne says volumes about Rhaenyra's doubts about his true allegiance. She thinks Daemon is using her as a pretext to follow his own desires because of his tendency towards selfishness. "You're so weak," Daemon acknowledges that he made a mistake as she concludes. Seething, Daemon slips away, riding off into Harrenhal on his dragon, while Rhaenyra gives his daughter Baela the mission of keeping an eye on Moontower to discover what the Hightowers have planned for the future. They're running out of time, so they can't afford any blunders right now. Speaking about errors, Criston Cole feels overcome with guilt following the parade. Although he is aware that there is no forgiveness, he assures Alicent that he has stayed quiet about their liaison. He even chooses to weigh in with the other members of the King's Guard that morning, reasoning that they must maintain their fidelity and purity. He berates Ser Eric with a sour tone and caustic remarks, telling him to get up and change his muddy cloak right now. He even queries Eric's allegiances and his whereabouts at the time of Jaehaerys' murder. Criston Cole goes on, concluding that Eric bears the responsibility of restoring the Kingsguard's honor. He is dispatched on a suicide mission to kill Rhaenyra at Dragonstone in order to do it. And he is to carry out this task by himself, convincing people on Dragonstone that he is Eric. Aemond thinks Daemon is scared of him, and there's an interesting picture of him above in the fetal position, demonstrating that beneath all the stage acting, he's